Well, good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are doing good and you are also ready to learn more about crypto today. We'll again, as a rule, wait for about 2 minutes. Let's see how many of you are going to join, and then we can start with our learning process. Yeah, I'm maybe looking more excited today considering. Yesterday, I was a little unwell, but yes, I think today it won't be like that. So let's see. See, in this stream, we always talk about cryptocurrency, and we want all of you to learn about it, considering that this is the future, right? This is where we are going, and someday, not today, but yes, someday, it will be all about digital money, right? In India, we are seeing a change. We have seen a change. We have seen how we have gone from cash to cashless, and that is something that has come with time. We have gotten used to it with time. Today, we are using, Google Pay and Phone Pay and so many other apps from where we can make our payments. But obviously, in the coming future, obviously we are going to change so many things. People who will be interested in cryptocurrency and will be interested in Bitcoin and everything, they will start using crypto for buying assets online. It's going to be completely digital, right? So we are definitely going towards that. So, welcome. Hello, everyone. This is Juhi Singh here from Zbit, and here we are going to talk about crypto. Today, we are going to talk about more crypto and why it matters and all the jargons that we are going for. Yes, everything from cold wallet to hot wallet. I told you even yesterday that we'll be exploring those today, and we'll see how exactly crypto is working or how exactly it works. And if you have any kind of questions, you can definitely drop them in the chat box or in the comment section below, and we will be happy to answer that. Yes. So, see, the buzz around crypto is not very new, right? It is something that has been here for a long time now, but still not many have an idea. Although you would have heard about crypto once, or many multiple times through other people, through your friends, through your family members, or on videos anywhere in the on the YouTube or Instagram for that matter. But still, in spite of having this buzz, we have a large amount of people who still don't have who have an idea of what exactly crypto is, how it works. And it definitely scares off people when it comes to the position where that okay, it's digital money, not centralized, and we can make, if we can make big profits, we can make equally big losses, right? So that is something. But uh, today on this stream, we are going to learn about uh, how exactly crypto is working, right? See, uh, you might have heard from someone that you should invest in Bitcoin, or you have been seeing the NFTs that are trending, so you're just plain curious about cryptocurrency at this point of time, right? So that's why you go ahead and you Google so many terms, right? You try to find out what cryptocurrency is, and that's when blockchain terms like that pop up. Bitcoin, Ethereum. There are so many things, right? Cold wallet, hot wallet, tokens, meme coins, so many terms. They just keep on coming towards you. And that's where it becomes very overwhelming. And you think that, okay, what is all this? And how exactly am I going to understand about it? Right? So you are not alone in this journey. There are so many people out there who exist and they think about crypto every time, and they go to Google, they get overwhelmed, and they just back off. So that is why we have created this exclusive guide for you. Okay, it's where we are going to break down, we are going to tell you the entire crypto space, and this is going to be step by step in simple language so that you understand. Okay, I'm pretty sure that by the end of the stream, you will know what crypto is, why it exists, how it works, and whether or not it's something you want to explore in the future, right? So, we will begin with our journey, and we will first see what cryptocurrency really is. Now, this is something that I have talked about even in our previous streams, and I would like to ask you if you remember what cryptocurrency is in a simple term, in a line, if you can tell me what cryptocurrency is. What do you understand when I say the word cryptocurrency? Yes, it's a digital money, right? Unlike the rupees or the dollars that is there in your bank account or that you use when you are going to a market or you are going to buy something, this is something that is not controlled by government and it is present digitally, right? There's no way that you can actually touch this money, right? There's no touch involved over here. It's completely on the internet, on the network, right? Whereas when you talk about the rupees or the dollar or euro, any currency in the world that is for a particular country, it is something that is controlled by any government or bank. And that is something that you can touch physically. It's present, right? And it's in the market, it's flowing in the market. Now, cryptocurrency is something that is designed to be decentralized. Okay, it is designed in a way where not a single person or a single entity or a single government can actually have a control over. Yes, there is not a single authority or a single in charge when it comes to crypto. Whereas when we talk about the physical money that we have, the currency that we have, it is something that is actually authorized, or it is under a charge of a single entity, right? It can be your government, it can be banks. They are centralized, right? They're all centralized because they have a proper way, a pipeline to follow how exactly your money is traveling in the market, right? Now, at its core, cryptocurrency is built on something called blockchain technology. Okay, I have told you about blockchain also in simple way. How exactly you can understand blockchain is like it's like a notebook, but everyone has a copy of that notebook or that charge sheet, and everyone can see everything. It's absolutely clear to everyone, right? Everyone knows what kind of transaction is going on, how much Bitcoin is there, what Ethereum is doing. Everything is very, very transparent, unlike what the bank or the stock for that matter do, right? Now, think of it as a giant ledger. It kind of is like a Excel sheet that's stored across thousands of computers worldwide. So every time someone makes a transaction, it's recorded on its blockchain, on this blockchain, and everyone can see it. Whoever is using cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solon, whatever is being used, everything is public. Everyone can see it. So this is public, it is secured, but at the same point of time, it is decentralized in nature. And this is what makes cryptocurrency so revolutionary, because it's money powered by internet, right? Now, why do you think that cryptocurrency is so revolutionary? The first thing that comes in your mind is because it is decentralized. Not a single entity is just controlling it. It's all your control, right? Well, that's what cryptocurrency is, if you see, right? Now let's dive a little deeper into this and let's go to the history of crypto. Let's understand from the beginning. Okay, so let's go back to the year 2008. Before COVID, everyone was happy. But yes, let's go back to the year 2008. And this is the time when the world was facing a major financial crisis. Okay. And there were big banks, they were collapsing, people were losing their savings, and many began to lose trust in the traditional financial system. Okay. Now, at that exact time, something revolutionary happened. A person, possibly a group, using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, the now this is a Japanese name. So Satoshi Nakamoto was released as a document called a white paper, and this was titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Okay. Now, Satoshi Nakamoto is something that no one knows if it's just one person or if it's a group of person. This is something very unclear. But yes, they released a document called white paper, and it was titled as Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So this happened in 2008. Now, this white paper introduced the idea of a completely new kind of money, right? We have till this time, we have seen cash around us, right? We know that, okay, banks provide you money. We know you can save your money via stocks, we are buying shares, right? Now, this was internet money, and it was completely something that was really, really new for everyone in the world, right? Now, one thing that makes this different is that it didn't rely on banks and governments or middlemen. Right now, this was completely new. No one absolutely had an idea that something like this can exist, where your money cannot be centralized, where your money cannot be regulated by banks, governments, or for that matter any middleman. Right now, this was a completely decentralized space. Okay, meaning no one had a full control over it. It's not that I can sit over here today and control Bitcoin completely or control crypto completely, right? I can't do that. And it could be sent directly from one person to another online. Now, there's no way that there is going to be any middleman between you, any bank between you. So that makes the process also very transparent, right? And free of many frauds. It's difficult to do that kind of fraud, right? Now, this is just like sending an email. Okay, right? How do you send your emails? How do you do that? You just write it, and online you just share it. Earlier, if someone has to say resign from a company, they had to write a complete resignation letter on paper with pen, right? The same thing changed when email came into existence, and people started writing their letters. Now, not just resignation letters, but also, any kind of messages on their email, if it is professional, if it is something, advertisement, marketing, anything and everything, they now send it on email, right? You send it across, it's online to online, and everything is stored digitally for that matter, right? Now, in 2009, the first ever Bitcoin was mined. The idea was seeded into the society in the world in the year 2008. And the first ever Bitcoin that was ever mined was in 2009. Yeah. And this was a time when it marked the official birth of cryptocurrency. That is the time when it was officially in the market, in the world, right? It was just an idea, and then it just took turn. It became very, very original in the eyes of everyone. Okay. Now, at first, Bitcoin was just an experiment. Obviously, when you start something, it's an experiment. Anything is an experiment when you start it first. Now, you obviously see if it's going to pass, if it's going to fail, how exactly the audience, how exactly the world is going to react towards that particular new start. And that's what actually decides the success or failure of a certain discovery, right? Or a new change, anything and everything like that. Now, Bitcoin was just an experiment, and only a small community of tech enthusiasts and cryptographers believed in. Obviously, if I tell you today that digital money is possible, you will definitely believe it, right? But back in 2008, back in 2009, you cannot really believe that, okay, someone just came up with an idea where we are using digital money. How is that possible? Now, that very first question, that very first dilemma is something that we have to actually tackle, right? Now, obviously, some people believed in it. Some people knew that, okay, something big is going to come, something new is going to come. They believed in it, okay? And these are these tech enthusiasts, obviously, because crypto involves so much of tech, right? And there were cryptographers, and they believed in it. But it started with just the tech enthusiasts and the cryptographers, but with time, more and more people learned about its potential. Okay, and it began to gain that attention that it actually wanted. Right now, it did get that attention, but it's still a long way to go for people to actually completely get into crypto. Right now, this is when they grabbed the attention. So from 2009, a little while went on for people to actually even notice that something like this has happened. And then after that, yes, people did start noticing, and they did start learning more about crypto. Now let's move forward to 2015. This is the time when Ethereum came into picture. Okay, and this is where the idea was further inculcated in the market. Okay, now what happened while Bitcoin was created mainly to send and store money, Ethereum introduced something called smart contracts. Okay, now this is self executing programs that run on the blockchain. Okay, now what happened was this allowed developers to build entire app and tools on top of the blockchain. Now this opened up a world of possibilities. Okay, now from games to digital art, at like NFTs, and to decentralized finance, that is DeFi. We talked about DeFi yesterday. This is one way to invest also, right? So all of this became possible only when Ethereum came into picture, as they started something called smart contracts. Okay, now this was a self executing program. No one was exactly sitting and writing, or putting inside all the digital footprints, nothing like that. Okay, it was something run on the blockchain. Now, after this happened, thousands of cryptocurrencies were created. Okay, like once Ethereum was a successful pitch, many came into picture. Okay, some tried to improve the speed, some focused on privacy, others served very specific purposes, like Ripple for cross-border payments, or Chainlink for connecting real-world data to the blockchain. So everyone started, there were so many things that started happening, so many cryptocurrencies that started being made, and each one had a different idea from the other, right? Some wanted to, like I told you even yesterday, that there's something called Ethereum 2.0 that has come into picture, which is also called as the merge. Now when this came into picture, the whole idea behind launching Ethereum 2.0 was to actually save electricity, right? Save electricity, save environment. So that's what it is, and also to make everything faster and cheaper. So that's what Ethereum 2.0 is doing. So and that's a classic example of how Bitcoin is, cryptocurrency is continuously changing, continuously making new efforts towards making everything accessible to everyone, right? So, in short, if you have to see a brief of crypto's history, in 2008, Bitcoin's idea was born during a financial crisis. In 2009, the first Bitcoin was mined. In 2015, Ethereum launched, enabling apps and smart contracts. And today, thousands of cryptocurrencies exist, each with unique goals. Okay. Now, crypto has come a long way from being a niche experiment to its own global conversation, right? We are now talking about crypto. People are now trying to understand what crypto is all about and how exactly we can use it. And we are also trying to explore all kind of possibilities that is available with crypto, right? So the first thing that comes into mind is that, all right, we understood that it's a digital money. We understood that it's something that you have mined in 2009. But how does crypto work? Okay, so let me break down this to you in simple terms. Okay, let's understand this simply. If you go to Google, I'm pretty sure it will be something that will be a task for you to understand. But yes, this time we are going to understand it in simple terms, in simple ways, and let's see if you understood that or not. But before we move forward, I would like to know if you understood till here what exactly happened, how crypto started, and what the other altcoins are all about. That's great. Okay, so let's see how crypto works, and we will first compare traditional money with crypto. Okay, so this is traditional money versus crypto. Now, tell me something. When you send your money through bank, okay, what happens? I'm giving you 2 seconds of time to actually type your answer. If you're sending your money through a bank, what happens? Yes, the money goes from a bank to another bank. Yes, that's what happens. Yes. So the moment you send your money through a bank, the bank will basically confirm that you have enough balance, right? Now, if say you are trying to buy something in the market, today in India, we have digitally transformed and we are making digital payments. So, say tomorrow, for example, you're using Google Pay and you are scanning the QR code and you are sending the money. Now, the bank will first see that if you have that sufficient balance or not. If not, the message pops up insufficient balance, right? So, the first thing is that it confirms that you have enough balance to send, right? Then, this bank records the transaction and then updates the account for both you and the receiver. You get it that, okay, the account has been debited with, say, 1,000 rupees. And then for the receiver, it's showing the bank, okay, your account has been credited with 1,000 rupees, right? That's what happens when you are actually sending money using any form of app that you want to use while you are doing a digital transaction, right? That's what happens when a bank is in the picture. So someone is there who is keeping track of how much balance you have. If you have the sufficient or insufficient balance, there is a record of transaction that you are making and it is always updated. So this is a process that actually makes you trust in the bank to do all of this correctly, right? That they know correctly that your transaction is happening. So the amount that you have in your balance, the transaction has been recorded now, and obviously it has also been updated, right? Okay, this much amount has been credited or debited and your account balance now is this, right? This is what comes as a message when you are actually spending your money from a centralized system where a bank or a government entity is involved. Okay, so this is a centralized system where everything is basically something that is balanced and checked out by one single authority. Okay, so there is one authority that is main and that is in charge to see what transactions you are making, to make sure that each transactions have their data collected, everything is recorded, right? This is what happens when you are spending your traditional money. Now with crypto, I told you that there are no banks involved. So what happens there? Anyone can tell me like rough guess of what exactly is going to happen over there? If you can just comment down your answers. See, with cryptocurrency, since there is no bank or company in the middle, instead the job of checking and recording the transaction is done by a network of thousands of computer in the world. These computers are called nodes, by the way. This becomes very decentralized, right? Because now, because there is no company in the middle, you are not exactly investing in a company's stock right? You're not exactly using any kind of bank over here, or there is no government regulation that is happening, right? So there is no one, absolutely no one in between over here, right? The job of checking and recording all the transactions, it is done by a network of thousands of computers. Okay, it's not human, it's not where a human is involved. There is not a single person sitting over there and actually calculating all these things and helping you out, but there are a network of thousands of computers all over the world. Okay, now these network of computers, the thousands of computers that make a network, this is called nodes. Okay, you might have read about nodes somewhere. So this is basically nothing but just a cluster of all these computers that are there. Okay, the network of computers. So uh, how do these computers agree on what's real? See, they are computers, right? They don't really work the way a human is working. So how exactly are they doing it? So basically, they will follow a system to verify each transaction. Considering there is no human sitting over here, it's not that digitally also it's very centralized, and there is a proper function going on. Nothing like that is happening over here. Okay, this is very decentralized at this point of time. So if the computer is working, how are they trained? So they follow a system to verify every transaction. Now, see, if human is not involved, there are chances that the loss of money, or a wrong information on transaction is also something that is not a possible area, right? So basically, I'll tell you, they follow a system to verify each transaction, and there are two main systems like that. One is proof of work, POW, and one is proof of stake, that is POS. Now, what is POW? That is proof of work. This is something that is used by Bitcoin. Okay. Now, the computers, they will compete to solve a very hard math problem. Okay. These computers, all the computers that are networked together, they will all work towards solving a very hard math problem. The first one, okay, now it's like a competition even amongst the computers, right? So the first one to solve it gets to verify the transaction and add it to the blockchain. Okay, now say for example, there have been times in your school, maybe it would have happened that there's a question that, okay, who is going to write these question and answer on the board, and everyone would have been like, teacher, me, right? Something like that would have happened, but the first one to raise the hand would have won, right? So that's the same case over here. So the computer is trying to solve a very hard math, and the first one who solves it and who gets it verified, they are someone who actually solve, who actually verify the transaction, and then they add it to the blockchain. Blockchain is again where you are actually recording everything, right? Now, this whole process where the computers are competing, and the first one to solve gets to verify the transaction, add it to the blockchain. This is a process which is called mining. Every time that you would have heard of mining blockchain, I remember when I first heard about it, the first time I heard about mining, I thought that, okay, what, how exactly are we going to mine it? Like, there's no space over there, there's nothing like, there's nothing physical, right? Physically, you know what, how mining is done, right? How ores are taken up, diamonds come into picture, but how are you doing that digitally? So it was very confusing to understand what mining was. So in a simple way, if you see, it is something where Bitcoin uses, a way where all the computers are competing with each other, they are solving maths. The one who solves first will actually verify transaction, and then they will note it on the blockchain. So this whole process is called mining. The winner gets rewarded with a new Bitcoin, right? So this is proof of work. This is how, this is one way where the computers are verifying each transactions. Now the second way is proof of stake, that is POS. Now this is something that is used by newer cryptos, that is like Ethereum 2.0. Now these are Ethereums and all that are using basically a proof of stake to verify all the transaction that is happening in the world of crypto. Okay, so How does this happen? So you know that people will lock their stake, stake. I told you what staking is yesterday. It's somewhere you are actually locking your coins, right? So people will lock their crypto to get a chance to verify transaction. Okay. Now the system will randomly choose one of them based on how much they have staked to do the job, and it's faster and uses less energy than mining. So basically the system is choosing one of them randomly, and that is doing the job. Okay. Like in Bitcoin, it's like a total competition and one is winning. In proof of stake, it is somewhere the system is randomly just choosing one to do the job. So this makes this whole process a little faster, and also it uses less energy than mining, obviously, right? Now, I have always been telling you blockchain, blockchain, blockchain. So what is blockchain then? Okay. Yes, it is a digital notebook. Obviously, it is a digital notebook. And one page is like one whole, informative page. Okay, say for example, I'll just show. Um, okay, say for if we consider this as a notebook, it's not. But if we consider this as a notebook, okay. Now, say I am making all the transaction history, whatever is there, I'm just updating everything on this, everything on this, everything else. Okay, now everything is done. Now this page is now full. So this is now sealed and it is added to the notebook. Okay. So basically, each page that you see, each page is a block. Okay. And they contain many transactions. Okay. It's not just one transaction over here or five transaction over here. Nothing like that is there. There are multiple transactions that goes on one page. And once that page is full, it's sealed and added to the notebook. Okay. Now the pages are linked in order. Okay, everything is linked in order, so you can always go back and check older records. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the even if you go to a bank or anything, they have these transaction histories that is there. So they will make that they will see that transaction history. If you want to check something, then you can go ahead and you can see the older records over there, right? So it's like that. But here, each page that you see for the Bitcoin, for the blockchain, this is a block. Each page is a block, right? Now, because it is being added, right, it's linked in order, this chain of pages is called blockchain. Okay, because all the blocks are now chained together. You can see all the transactions. Now, the beauty here over here is that once something is written, it can't be changed. See, on pen and paper, today I have written, say this, I can just rub it off and I can write something else. Even digitally, when someone is entering something and there is a single authority who is doing that, they have the ability to actually change whatever has been registered at that point of time, right? And they can actually mess around with all the entries that has happened. But when it comes to blockchain, this is something when once something is written on it, it cannot be changed, and everyone has a copy of that notebook. So say today I write this page. If I write on this page, I write transactions on this page, and now this page has actually been, first of all, locked, because now there's no change that I can do. Once the final entry is done, there is no change that I can do over here. Now this one block, this one page, this one entry that has been done, the copy of this entry will be received by everyone. Okay, so that creates kind of a transparency, right? Everyone has this copy now, so everyone knows what kind of transaction has happened in a day, or whatever the older transactions are, everyone can access that. So if someone tries to cheat, what do you think will happen? Obviously, everyone else will also get to know that, okay, something is happening, something wrong is happening, right? So if you ask me, why is crypto so secure? It is because not a single person or a company is controlling it. Okay, so that is why it becomes very difficult for a person to actually mess around with any kind of entries, because there is a blockchain, everyone can see what is happening, and that is why it becomes a little secure. Now everything is verified by a network. I told you that there are proof of stake, there is proof of work that is going on, and everything is verified, right? Now if one person tries to change something, the rest of the computers will reject it. Okay, why? Because this was a final entry. Now if you want to just change something, you can't. It will be rejected by all the other computers, and that's why it becomes very safe, because now whatever entry has been done wrong or right, uh, but now you can't change it. Okay, there's no wrong, although, because it's all done by computers, right? Now that's what makes crypto decentralized and trustless. Now when I say trustless, it doesn't mean that you can't trust on it. It means that you don't need to trust anyone. It just works. It's just a system which just works, right? You know that when you go to bank, or when you are putting money in stock or anywhere, there are higher chances that it might you might get scammed out of it, right? Even in Bitcoin, you can get scammed for that matter. So you have to be very careful when you are doing Bitcoin, also like cryptocurrency, also. But then at the same point of time, it's very difficult to fraud people when it comes to cryptocurrency, because it's all digitally noted. There's blockchain. There's so many things that is happening. There are nodes that are working, right? So obviously, it becomes very secure compared to a bank or anything, right? Now another thing that makes cryptocurrency one of the revolutionary factor in our world today is that it is always fast. Okay, now see, it's not always fast. Actually, it's a wrong statement. It can be, but not always. It's usually a yes. It is very fast, but then the speed depends on the network. Okay, because it's all like computerized, right? So if your network is not that strong at that point of time, then obviously everything will go a little slow, right? So it will depend on the network. But if the network is absolutely, like strong and all, then yes, you can definitely see that it's very, very fast, right? Now, Bitcoin might take 10 minutes or more. Ethereum is faster than that. And newer blockchains like, Solana or Polygon, they are even quicker. So everyone, I told you that each cryptocurrency that is being introduced have something or the other which is different from the other cryptocurrencies, and they're all focused on something or the other. Someone is focused on, saving energy, someone is focused on being faster, some is focused on being cheaper. So everyone has their own goal when it comes to cryptocurrency and the altcoins that we have present over here. So if we summarize this whole thing, instead of banks, computers verify your transaction when it comes to cryptocurrency, and your money moves on a blockchain. It's a secure and a digital record. It's a shared digital record, right? And also, there is no middleman, there is no border, and it works 24/7. So, cryptocurrency is basically money powered by code and community. Okay. So, see, there are so many informations that I bombarded with you. Or yeah, I bombarded it on you. So let's see if you understood what I said. Okay. So let me give you a task. Let's see how many of you can finish that. Let's see how many of you understood what I said. Okay. So let's say that you want to send 500 rupees to your friend Rahul. Now, this is something that you will do in traditional way first. So when you are doing it traditionally, how it works with the bank? Can anyone tell me, like, at least in one line, or if you want to write it in steps, if you can do that, you are allowed to do that. So I'll give you 2 minutes of the time, and we will see who comments down. How exactly are we going to do this transaction? How are we going to send this 500 rupees that our friend Rahul needs through banks? Okay. let's get started. Let's see if you understood this. Let's see if you are right. Okay. So first is that you open your bank app and enter Rahul's account details. Yeah. Then the bank checks if you had that 500 rupees in your account. Obviously, you also check for that matter. And if everything is fine, the bank will approve the transaction. Now it deducts the 500 rupees from your account and credits it to the receiver's account, that is Rahul's account, right? Now, this transaction is now recorded in the bank's internal system. In short, the bank is the middleman, right? Because you and Rahul, if you are just standing face to face with each other, oh, hey, say, uh, what? Okay, XYZ. Okay, I need some 500 rupees. Oh, hey, Rahul, yeah, sure. I have 500 rupees. You just take it out, you just give it. No middleman involved, right? It's you directly giving that 500 rupees cash to your friend Rahul. But when you are doing this transaction with bank, then what happens? Oh, hey, I need money. Oh, yeah, let me check. Yeah, let me check and let me get back to you. Let me give this money to you digitally. So you just go, you open your bank app, you see what is the balance that you have, and then after that you just enter the amount, you enter the account number, and you send it over to your friend, and then the bank confirms that okay, you have the sufficient balance. Yes, you can send it to Rahul, and then it is sent, and then you have a confirmation messages to each one of you, to the sender and to the receiver, where you are just told that okay, your account is credited or debited with this amount, and now the total balance is this, right? So to give this money, you needed bank. So bank becomes the middleman, right? Now let's talk about how it happens with cryptocurrency, which is a decentralized system. Because again, you don't have any bank over here which can actually help you with the transaction, right? So how does that happen? So basically, you will open your crypto wallet. We'll talk about the wallets also further in the stream. So stay tuned. And yes, while you're at it, please make sure that you're subscribing to Zbit and you are asking your questions on the comment section below. Share the video if you found it helpful. And if there's a friend of yours who wants to understand cryptocurrency, tell them about Zbit, spread the word, and let's go and learn cryptocurrency in simple way, and let's all become someone who is now understanding cryptocurrency and spend and investing over there, right? So just now in my mind just came, let's become millennial together. But yes, don't just follow the hush hush or hustle thing. Just do your research and then go and invest. That is the thing that I always say when it comes to cryptocurrency, or even if it comes to stocks and shares, right? So let's get back to the topic. Let's get back to the topic and see how it works when it is cryptocurrency that you are using, right? So you open your crypto wallet, okay, and then send Rahul 500 rupees worth of Bitcoin, right? Let's say 0.001 BTC, okay? So your transaction request is now shared with a network of 1,000 computers worldwide that are called, what are they called? The 1,000 of computers. Let's see. Let's see how many of you comment down. Yes, this is called nodes. Okay, so this thousands of computers, they will receive the transaction request. These nodes will receive the transaction request, and now these nodes will verify. Now that, see, what are they going to verify? They're going to verify something, right? So they are going to verify if you have enough Bitcoin to share with your friend, and if you haven't already spent it elsewhere. Okay, so they will check it off, that have you spent it elsewhere, do you have enough Bitcoin to actually share this amount with your friend, right? They will see that. Now once they verify that, your transaction is added to the block. Okay, every transaction is added to the block. It's a real time thing. Okay, now the block is linked to previous blocks. Okay, so all the block, obviously it's a blockchain, right? So all the blocks are connected with each other. They're all linked with each other. So they are now, this block that has been created, this transaction record that has been created, it will be linked to the previous blocks that you have. This will form a chain of blocks, and this is called blockchain, right? So the transaction is permanent, transparent, and now it can't be changed. It has verified, it has added it to your block, it has sent the bitcoins worth rupees 500 to your friend, and now the transaction is recorded in the block, it is linked with the previous block. It now is permanent, transparent, and no one can change this. Okay, so there is no bank, there is no middleman. The system works because everyone agrees on what's happening using math, code, and open records, right? So that's how cryptocurrency works when it comes to any kind of transaction. Now, I don't know how many of you would have had this question in your mind, but if you would have had that, do comment that in the comment section below. What powers this system, right? Now, there's a whole bunch of computer that is working. There are so many cryptocurrencies, right? There are so many things happening. There are nodes, there's mining happening, there are wallets, there are NFTs. Digitally, you are selling and buying things. But there has to be some kind of power involved in this, right? So, what is powering this whole system? Number one is mining for Bitcoin. Okay, powerful computers will solve complex maths and the problems. They will validate the transaction and then they will add it to the block. So this is what is happening. So mining happens. One of the system, one of the powers that the system has is mining, and the other is staking that we talked about, which is people will lock their crypto and it will help them validate transactions and earn rewards. Okay, so that's what it is all about. That's what this whole topic was all about. How does crypto work? Okay, so the power is mining and staking, and this is how it is different from traditional money transaction, right? Let's take 2-3 minutes of break. Let's get everything soaked in your soul and in your brain. And if you have any questions, you can definitely go ahead and ask. And if you have any fun fact to share, you can do that too. Or if you have any kind of new news or trends that you have learned about and you want to ask questions about that, you can do that too. Now, see, there are times when people think that why should I care? Why am I interested in crypto? Why should I actually learn about crypto? I mean, fine, it is something that some people are excited about and they are doing it. So, what's such a hoopla about it? And also, some people will think that, see, it's all just something that, okay, people have just made up and they're just saying that millionaires, but we aren't able to use this money. So, how is it useful to us? Why are we supposed to care about this crypto at all? Right? So we will definitely tackle that down too. It will be brief, short, and easy for you to understand. So let's go ahead and do that. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask that in the comment section below. Now, see what makes people excited about crypto. First thing is ownership. Okay, it is because you control your own money and there is no bank that can freeze your account. There is no bank or government that is actually regulating any kind of function on crypto. That makes this very exciting, okay, because it's your own ownership. Everything is owned by you, everything is happening transparently, right? So this is something that people want. When you have the control on your own money and there is not a third party or a middleman who is actually taking control over your money, it makes it very exciting for the people who are investing into crypto. Okay, so that's one thing. Ownership is one thing that makes crypto very exciting, and that is why people care about it, people are excited about it, and people are learning cryptocurrency more and more, right? It is borderless. Now, when I say borderless, see, you can send money to anyone, anywhere without fees eating it up. Okay, so you see, wherever you are sending money, wherever you are spending, even if you are spending, there is platform fee, there is this fee, that fee, there are so many fees that is involved, right? Say for example, if you are using any kind of delivery app, now to get that delivery to your door, you are actually putting money to actually get that work done, right? First you are paying for the delivery partner, then you are paying for the platform fee that is there. There is handling fee that is involved, right? So there are all these fees before you actually receive your content, your product, right? In spite of spending all the money that you have to spend. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, this becomes an absolutely different case, because there is no person, there's nothing, there's no platform fees that is there and you have to pay that. So there is no fees, right? So you can send money to anyone anywhere, and you don't really have to pay any kind of processing fees or any kind of platform fees or anything at all, right? So that also makes cryptocurrency something that is very very exciting for investors. The next thing is transparency, which I have been telling about a lot of times. I've been repeating this again and again, that it's very transparent. Why? Because of the blockchain. Since we have blockchain in the picture, and every transaction is something that is noted on the block, that is linked with the blockchain, and now everyone is able to see these transactions. This is something that makes people trust cryptocurrency more, and they are more invested into that, and they're getting excited with all these things, and they're actually moving towards investment into cryptocurrency, right? Then the next thing that excites people and is something that you should care about is innovation. Now crypto isn't just any kind of money. It's not that, okay, some government just woke up someday and just invented a currency. It's not like that. It's powering art, so the NFTs. It's powering gaming, it's powering finance, and it also powers the social networks. Okay, because everyone can see their transaction, everyone is involved in a crypto. And if you want to buy an art, if you want to buy gaming, if you want to buy finance, if you want to do something in finance, sorry, not finance, but yes, if you want to buy a art, if you want to do anything, you can just directly do it on crypto. You can just directly do it using your altcoins or your bitcoin or your ethereum. And you don't have to give any kind of fees. You are not exactly searching for an area when you have to send say you have to sell an art. Now to sell an art in a traditional way, it becomes a task. You have to book a hall, you have to see how many people are registering in, you have to spend a lot of money into marketing, right? So many things you have to do to just sell off your art. When it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to crypto, this is something that is not that big a deal, right? You don't really have to go for a hall, you don't really have to pay people, you don't really have to do marketing as such, right? If something is in the market, it's shown, it is very transparent over there. So that makes it very easy, it's very innovative, and takes less of time and effort, right? It's faster. So that is what makes crypto different from traditional money, different from traditional way of doing shopping for that matter. And then this is something that is very exciting for the investors, right? Uh, Obviously if you don't have to pay extra money for something, it's something that becomes very interesting in your mind, right? So that's what it is. So whether you're an artist, a gamer, you are an inventor, or you're just someone curious about tech, crypto has something for you. So this is what makes crypto exciting, and this is why you should be caring about, knowing about crypto more, right? So let's move on and let's talk about, I told you that there are crypto wallets, right? There are wallets that we are going to talk about in this segment. So we are now going to talk about wallets. This is where you store your crypto. When you have your physical money with you, when you have your currency with you, right? Where do you keep it? You keep it in your wallet, right? So this crypto is also like a digital money to you. So you have to definitely keep it somewhere, and that's where these wallets come into picture. Okay. So now before you start using the crypto, you will always need a place to store it. So this is where the wallets will come in. A crypto wallet is basically a tool that lets you access, send, and receive your cryptocurrencies. Okay, so think of it like your internet bank account. All right, this wallet is like a internet bank account, but instead of being controlled by a bank, you are the only one who holds the key, right? So I've always told you, I've always given this example whenever I have been talking about the keys, that okay, when you actually put gold, save your gold, put it in the locker in a bank, you get a key, right? But have you ever noticed that even bank has that key, right? For to open your locker, even bank will have one key and you will have one key, and bank is the middleman who is actually keeping your gold over there, right? In the bank you are keeping it, it's a middleman. But when it comes to crypto, this wallet that we are talking about, the key that this wallet has is something that is not with any bank, it is not regulated by any government, nothing like that, no company holds us, no one, no one but you hold the key for this wallet. Okay, so now this becomes more safe because it's your wallet, obviously you will take care of that. And there is no middleman involved, so you're not exactly paying charges also to actually keep your money safe, right? Now, there are two main types of wallet. There is hot wallet and there is cold wallet. Now, about this, we did tease this word yesterday. These words, the hot wallet and the cold wallet. And today is the day when I'm going to explain you what exactly hot wallet and cold wallet mean. Okay. Now, let's first talk about hot wallets. See, these are connected to the internet. Okay, now they are typically in the form of a mobile app, desktop applications, or browser extensions. So, hot wallets are typically in a form of mobile apps, desktop applications, and browser extensions. Okay, they are super convenient, they are great for everyday use, and I'll give you example. So it has MetaMask is one of the example. There's Trust Wallet, that is kind of hot wallets. That is one example. And the exchanges like I've told you about WazirX and CoinDCX. So these are some of the examples. Okay, for hot wallets. Now this is what hot wallet is all about. Okay, so they can be in mobile app, they can be in desktop app, or they're like a browser extensions. Now, if we talk about cold wallets, these are offline storage options. Okay, so such as hardware wallets. Now, I told you that Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is not exactly physical money. You can't exactly touch it, right? So, what does it mean when you say offline storage? Online storage is when you are doing it on the application. Offline storage is when you are doing it over hard drives. Okay, so any kind of hardware wallet like Ledger, Trezor. Okay, so these are even paper wallet. Okay, so these are all cold wallets. They're not connected to the internet, which makes them more secure against hacks. Okay, obviously, um, see, we say चोरी अगर करनी है तो उसमें भी smartness चाहिए होती है, right? And we do have smart people in the world, right? So hacking is something that can be done, right? So hot wallet is something where you can keep your money, but cold wallet is somewhere you can keep your money, and since it is not connected with the internet, that makes it more secure and it keeps you safe from any kind of hack. Okay, now what is one thing that is very important to understand is that your coins, they aren't actually inside the wallet. Okay, it's not like your traditional money where you just take a wallet and you keep your money inside it. So it's not something like that, your wallet, it's not like that. What's really stored in your private what we really store is your private key, the key that we are talking about. Okay, it's a special code that proves that you own the crypto associated with a specific blockchain address. Okay, so there will be a blockchain address that will be given to you, right? Now this key is basically a way where they understand, the computers understand that okay, this is your this is your money. Now this is not like a simple wallet where you are just keeping everything inside, right? It's just a key, it's just a code. Okay, so if you lose the access to your private key, you lose the access to your funds. No forgot password options over here. Okay, so if you lose your key, you lose everything. There is no way that you can find this anymore. There is no way that you can reset anything over here. So that is something that makes it very risky also. So it's very important that you're careful with this private key that you're holding, your wallets that you have. It has to be stored very carefully. You have to remember the details so that you do not lose on the money, on the crypto that you have. So let me give you a pro tip over here. Use hot wallets for small day to day usage, and use cold wallets to store larger amounts of crypto for long term. Okay, because again, I told you that hot wallet is something that is connected to the internet, it's on the app, and that is why it can be hacked, right? Whereas cold wallet, it is not connected to the internet, so it makes it difficult to hack, right? So if you are storing a large amount, store it in the cold wallet, and if you are storing a small amount for daily uses, then you can just do it on the hot wallets. All right, now there are two terms that you might have heard somewhere when you were reading about cryptocurrency, or when you were seeing videos, or however it is, or if you're talking to your friend. Yeah, there's coins and there is tokens. Okay, so what is the difference in coin and token? Now see, this is one of the most commonly misunderstood topics in the crypto. Okay, people misunderstand what coins and tokens are, and that is basically something that becomes overwhelming and people tend to make mistakes, right? So let's break it down clearly. Now, what is a coin? First, let's talk about coin. Okay, a coin is a cryptocurrency that operates on its own blockchain. Okay, it's the native currency to the blockchain network, and it is typically used to pay for transactions, rewards, or fees within that ecosystem. Got it? So the coin is a cryptocurrency that will operate on its own blockchain. Okay, it has its own blockchain. And now, since this is a native currency to that blockchain network, so say for example, there are, okay, let's use some props now. Okay, let's say these are blockchains. Okay, these are two separate blockchains. Now this is one own environment, this is another own environment. Okay, these are the network. Okay, now there are many sheets, blockchains, obviously there are many blocks, but I'm holding just one right now. Okay, so how do we understand that this is a coin? So the coin is a cryptocurrency that will operate on its own blockchain. Okay, so the native currency of a blockchain network is typically used to pay for transaction, rewards, or fees within that ecosystem. So say for example, if your coin belongs to this blockchain or it belongs to this blockchain, then the transaction, then the rewards or the fees that will happen, it will happen only in this blockchain. Okay, it will not go over here, it will be only over here. So this is how it works. Now example, I'll give you example of coins. What are the example of coins? See, one that holds the name coin, and we have heard so many times, the first cryptocurrency to be ever mined was Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is one of the example of coins. Okay, it's BTC. Bitcoin is BTC. Okay, so this runs on Bitcoin's blockchain. It will not go and run on Ethereum. Okay, it runs on Bitcoin, will have its own blockchain, so it is running on its own blockchain. You're mining over there, right? The other coin is Ethereum. Ethereum is a coin, ETH. Okay, so if you see ETH, it is Ethereum. If you see BTC, it's Bitcoin. So now this runs on Ethereum's blockchain, and then we have Solana, SOL. Okay, this runs on Solana blockchain. So think of it like if a blockchain is a country, the coin is its official currency. All right. So if you are using the Ethereum blockchain, you'll usually need ETH, Ether, to pay for transactions. Okay, and now transaction fee, when you say, it is also known as gas fees. Okay, same goes for Bitcoin and Solana also. If you are paying something, if you are doing a transaction, be it a reward, be it a fees, whatever it is happening in the same network, it is happening in the same environment. Okay. Now, what is token? Let's move on and learn about token. This was about coins. Now, see, token is built on top of an existing blockchain. Okay, so it does not have its own blockchain, but it uses someone else's infrastructure, and most commonly for it uses of Ethereum. Okay, so tokens can represent just about anything. Okay, it can be currency like stable coins, access rights like governance tokens, ownership like NFTs, assets in games, reward points. They are all kind of tokens. Okay, so I'll just give you example. So USDT, okay, that is Tether. Now this is a stable coin built on Ethereum. Okay, and other blockchains. You have USDT in other blockchains also. So this is something when you I've told you yesterday, right? Like you can invest using USDT. This is when you are doing um, okay, I'm forgetting the term, sorry, but yes, this is something that is built on the Ethereum. Okay, so they don't have a individual blockchain or anything like that, they are using someone else's blockchain, right? So USDT is one thing. Uniswap, UNI, when you see UNI, so Uniswap, it's a governance token for the Uniswap protocol on Ethereum. And then there is Shiba Inu. This is a meme token. Okay, this is a meme token, this is also built on Ethereum. Okay, so just like so you can see, just like we build apps, for iOS or Android, tokens are built on platforms like Ethereum, Solana, BNB chain, etc. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison. So the feature is blockchain. So the coin will has its own blockchain, whereas the token will use another's blockchain. Okay, the examples are for coin, it is BTC, that is Bitcoin, ETH, that is Ethereum, SOL, that is Solana. And for token we have USDT, UNI, and SHIB. Okay, what are the use cases for coins? These are used for transaction fees, for native currency, whereas when it comes to the token, it happens it has a governance, it has access, it has stable coins, etc. This is the use case. Now, coins are created by building a new blockchain. Okay, whereas when you talk about tokens, it is created by deploying a smart contract. Okay, now you will say, okay, why does it matter, why should I learn the difference? Okay, see, understanding the difference, it will help you. So this basically helps you to understand what you are investing in, right? You know where you are investing in, you understand how projects are built, you manage your wallet properly. If you know that this is a coin, if you know that this is a token, it's easier for you to manage your wallets. Okay, because some wallets only support a certain token or a coin, so that way it will be easier for you to know, okay, how exactly am I going to manage my wallet. Okay, so if you're using a token or Ethereum, you will still need some ETH in your wallet to pay for the gas or transaction fees. Okay, even if the token itself isn't ETH, that's a common mistake that beginners make. Okay, even if it is not itself an ETH, if you are using a token on Ethereum, you will need some ETH. You cannot think that if I don't have the Ethereum, it's fine, I can still use the token. You cannot, you will have to have that Ethereum in your wallet, and unless you have that, you can't really make a transaction over there. And this is something, if you don't know, you might make a mistake, and that is why most of the beginners actually make these mistakes, because they are not actually understanding the difference between a coin and token. Okay, now that you know what is coin and token, how do you buy crypto? How is it that you will buy some crypto? See, it was not very easy in the beginning to buy crypto. Okay, it was a task. People didn't know, people didn't understand how to mine, how to do this, how to do that. There were so many questions surrounding it, but with time everything has become easier. So buying crypto also is not like left behind, they have also become very easier. Okay, so how do you do that? The number one step that you do is choose an exchange. So think of it as a crypto supermarket. Okay, the popular ones will include Coinbase, Binance, CoinDCX for India, and WazirX. Okay, so you choose your exchange. When you choose your exchange, that makes your further task easier, which is to create an account. So when you create an account, it is very important that you do your KYC. KYC is mandatory for most of these platforms. Okay. Then you deposit money, usually via UPI or bank transfer or card. You deposit that money. Then you buy the crypto. Okay. So say for example, if Bitcoin is costing, say about 10 rupees, just an example. Okay, so you will have to have that 10 rupees in your wallet. Okay, so small start. If you want to do a small start, the usual questions that beginners ask, that can we start small, can we just invest $10, or can we just invest 100 rupees? Yes, you can definitely do that. I've always told this, that you can definitely start small. So even if you start small, it's the same process. You have to choose an exchange, you have to create an account, you have to deposit the money, and then you have to smartly buy a crypto. Okay, so even 100 is enough to get started. So you buy a crypto with that 100 rupees, and just like that you'd buy shares. And it's like, when you have to even buy a share or a stock, you have to put in funds, right? When you put in funds, then you can buy equity or share on the stock market applications also, right? Like Grow, Zerodha, like that. So it's the same thing with crypto also. So for crypto, you have Binance, you have Coinbase, etc., etc., etc. And to use that, you have to just put in some funds and then buy the crypto. Okay. So buying a crypto, buying a Bitcoin or Ethereum is that straightforward. Okay. It's not very complicated. It's very, very simple. Right. But then there is something that every time when you listen to stories, when you listen to someone speak about crypto, uh, you feel that it's very exciting. But while we are at it, one thing that we forget is that the risk that is involved in it. Okay, now this is something that no one talks about. When you want to sell off something, you're not exactly selling the risks with it, right? There are risks involved, but we are not exactly talking about it, right? So this is something that is very important. You have to talk about the risks also. Okay, so here at Zbit, let's be real. Okay, let's be real. See, crypto isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Okay, you have heard stories when I told you in the Millennials streaming that, Eric Finman did this, some anonymous investor got this, someone just bought two pizzas for this, and the value of this coin was this much, but now it's this much. Like, people invested literally $12 and are now millionaires when it comes to crypto, right? Wow, it's so good to listen to these stories, right? It's so good. You get all excited. You're like, wow, I can make money so easy, so fast. No, no, you can't do that. Every time you are in the market, it comes with a risk. You are never to avoid that risk. Just because you are hearing someone say some story, you are hearing someone else's story. Say today I sit and I say that, you know what, guys, yesterday I just invested in some Ethereum, or I just invested in some Bitcoin, and you know what? Today I have this much. I'm a millionaire today. I mean, yesterday night it was just, I'm nobody. I have nothing. But today I have so many money. Why did that happen? Today I'm sitting and I'm giving you all do's and don'ts about crypto, and I'm just guiding you towards it. Just go, guys. Just go, guys. Just go take your crypto. And I am not talking about the risk that I have taken. Right now, this $12 that someone has invested, they have the appetite to lose it, right? Whereas if you're someone who does not have the appetite to lose a $12, do you think it's a very good idea to actually invest that $12 into cryptocurrency? Obviously not, right? So you have to be very sure of your risk appetite. It's not always that you will gain money, it's not always that you will make profits. You also have equally big losses as big as the gain, right? So you have to be ready for both of them. And scams are not something that is happening only in the real world. It's not just people are calling you and they are like, hey, ma'am, you know what? You have won a TV. No, this is not the case. Even here in the cryptocurrency space, there are so many scams and there are so many phishings going on, and you have to be very, very sure about it. Okay. I've always told you that crypto is a very volatile market. So the prices, they swing drastically. Okay, they swing left, right, and center. You will see just in seconds they might change, right? So now say today it is 1,000, it can become 500, or it can even become 5,000 tomorrow. You can never predict that. Okay, crypto is that volatile a market, and since it is open 24/7, if you are not someone who is sitting in the market 24/7, it is something even more risky for you. Okay, although you have more options, but at the same point of time you will have to see that those options are good for you or not, right? Now, there are scams, like I told you, there are phishing, there are fake coins out there. So you have to be very sure on what you're buying. That is why people actually go ahead and buy coins that are very, very known. They don't buy coins that has just come in, and if they don't have an idea about it, they tend to not go and buy those coins. So you have to be very, 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 very uh, aware about that, and you have to be very vigilant about what you are doing at this point of time, right? So there are rug pulls. So always double check where you are putting your money. Whenever you are putting your money, if you see, it's your money, it's your hard earned money, and you don't want someone to just scam that out of you, right? So it is very important, it becomes very important that you are actually sitting and you are actually seeing where you are putting your money. You're doing a proper research, you are seeing everything, your risk appetite, you are researching everything, how much of how this market has worked throughout, and how is it going to work in the future. Everything you have to analyze, and only then go and invest, right? Then there are regulations that you have to see. Governments are still figuring out how to regulate it. Okay, so things can change quickly, so you have to be very aware about the new trends and news also. So don't put in more than you are okay with losing. Seriously, don't do that, guys. If you are not okay with losing a certain amount, do not put it in the stock market or even in cryptocurrency. Okay, since I told you that stock market is still something that is very, like, like a silent sea. But we can't say the same about crypto. It's like a tsunami. Okay, you have to be very careful about it. Okay, now let's go talk beyond, you know selling or buying or things like that. Let's see what else you can do. Okay, beyond buying, what are the other things that you can do with crypto? So see, I told you yesterday about staking. So you can go on the other stream. If you have not tuned in yet, go ahead and see what staking is all about. So see, this is where you lock your coins and you earn passive incomes. Okay, you're not seeing the market uh, regularly, you're not exactly keeping track, and this is very, very good if you're someone who don't want to take much of a risk. It has medium risk, and this is something which is also beginners friendly. Okay, so staking is one thing that you can do. NFTs, you can buy and sell digital art. There is DeFi, that is decentralized finance. Use your crypto to lend, borrow, or earn interest or more using DeFi. Then there is DAOs. Okay, so this is join internet based communities. Okay, where decisions are made collectively. So these are the way where these are other things that you can do when it comes to crypto. Okay, now see, I told you that there are risks involved, right? Obviously there are risks involved when it comes to crypto, when it comes to market. There's so much of money flowing in the market. Obviously there are so many risks involved with it, but they're all everything that has pros comes with a con, right? So pro is, yes, you can definitely make money, you can definitely make profit, a huge profit. You never know, in a long term investment, you never know, today you are nothing, tomorrow you are a millennium, right? So that's what it is about, right? But at the same point of time, when you listen about the risk, it's not that you can't keep yourself safe. Obviously, being safe is also an option. So how do you do that? How do you keep yourself safe? See, there are these steps that I'll tell you. Use that and keep your cryptos safe. Keep yourself safe. Don't get trapped into phishing or scam calls. Okay. See, the first thing is that you use a strong passwords and 2FA. Okay. So 2FA is two-factor authentication, right? So use that strong password. Use it. Okay. Never share your private keys. They might be very, very close friend of yours. They might be very, very close to you, but it doesn't matter. You're not supposed to share your private key. Okay. Do not do that. So that will basically keep you safe. Everything is just there in your mind palace, and it doesn't go out of this. Everything that is over here keeps it less risky, right? Next is double check URLs. See, this is all internet based. So there is always URLs. So you always check if the URL is something that is right or wrong. Okay. Don't chase the hype. I've always told you this. Don't just follow the stories. Don't just think that, oh, you know what, this person earned this much just by spending this much. Wow, what a hype around crypto. But then at the same point of time, you're just following the hype and not exactly getting into the details, right? So don't just follow the hype. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Okay, so make sure that you are double checking everything. Make sure you are doing your own research before you are actually going and investing into crypto. The last tip from my side is use reputable exchanges and wallets. I told you that there are many fake coins going around, there are many fake things going around in the internet also for you to get trapped into it and lose all your money. So make sure that you are using these reputable exchanges and wallets to keep yourself and your crypto safe from all this, right? Now I'll break down some common crypto myths. Okay, so there are few, but let's bust a few. Yeah. See, crypto is only for criminals. Okay, this one when I saw this myth, I was like, what? Okay, so no, it's more traceable than cash. Okay, so the criminals cannot really go ahead and actually use crypto because, well, you just everything is transparent. How are you supposed to actually do a fraud over there, right? It's more traceable, right? It's all on internet, so it can be traced, whereas we can't say the same thing about cash. So yes, this is a myth. This is a myth that crypto is only for criminals. Bitcoin is only crypto that matters. Oh god, no. Ethereum and others have real use cases too. Every altcoin that you see apart from Bitcoin is focused on one or the other problem. You know, someone is solving energy problem, someone is solving cheap and fast paying problem. So each of these altcoins has some use case or the other. None of them are just sitting idle. Okay, you have to be tech expert to use it. I am not a tech expert. Okay, the first time when I actually started with crypto, um, yes, it was difficult for me also to understand, but I did a lot of research, I did a lot of reading, and I'm not a tech expert, not a techie at all, and still I can use it. Because if you can use a banking app, you can use crypto. It's that easy. I told you how you have to just open an account in the crypto, how you have to just start investing. It's absolutely easy. Okay. So where you should begin, you know, where is it that you start? These are the common myths that we have busted. But where should you begin? See, start small. Okay, educate yourself. For it is first and foremost, it is very important to educate yourself. If you don't do that, that's where the problem starts. That's where you start losing money rather than making it, right? So educate yourself, follow credible sources, watch videos, join communities, experiment. Okay, so just start small, experiment with 100 rupees, 500 rupees. This is the amount you can at least afford to lose, right? Like today in the market, if you go out where this 100 and 500 goes, you don't even know. Okay, now, okay, we are every day spending this amount of money, right? So it's very easy to experiment this with this small amount. So go ahead and do that. First, educate yourself. Make sure that you are following credible sources, you're watching videos, you're learning more about crypto, and then you are going and experimenting with it. Okay, now See, most of you will feel that it's like, oh, everyone is doing crypto, yeah, I'm not doing it. It's FOMO, yeah, fear of missing out. So don't let that FOMO rush your decisions. Just because someone else is doing something before you doesn't make you stand fall behind line. Doesn't nothing like that is happening. Okay, nothing like that is happening. Crypto is still early in its journey, so just learn about it and go ahead and then invest. Okay, don't let that FOMO actually drive your decisions. Okay, now, if you're looking for a place to get started safely, check out platforms like CoinDX. Okay, now they are beginner friendly, they offer learning tools, and they also have a good reputation in Indian market. So you can go ahead with that. You can also stay with us. Zbit is also somewhere you can learn everything. We are very beginner friendly. We are someone who makes sure that our viewers understand what crypto is and they start investing into that. And we make sure that you are not scammed or fished. You have all the information that you need in simplest language, so that you don't have to really feel overwhelmed with all the jargons that is being used in the market, right? So yes, Zbit is also one of your trusted platforms. See, watch our videos and learn more about crypto and go ahead and invest. Okay, now if you are someone who is going to start with it, yes, make sure that you are educating yourself. Okay, okay, so this is not exactly an ad when I say Zbit, when I say coin and DCX. It's not an ad, it's just a suggestion. Okay, it's just a suggestion. Make sure, I've always told you, do not just blindly follow what people say. Use it, see it, see, do your research, and then you actually go ahead and put your trust into something. Even for us, we never claim that just trust us. No, we want you to do that research. We all want you to be out of that risk, so do that research. Always do the research that you have to do, and then you start with things. Okay, it's worth exploring. Now let me just tackle some of the questions, and then we will just close down this live stream. Now, again, the one question every time I see is that, can I buy less than 1 Bitcoin? Yes. Yes, you can definitely do that. You don't need 50 lakh to buy a Bitcoin. You can start with as little as 100 rupees. Bitcoin is divisible into smaller units, and they are called Satoshis. It's like Pesa to rupees. Okay. So, yes, you can totally buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You need not buy too many of them. Okay. So, yeah, that's one question. Let's move on to the next. Is crypto legal in India? Okay. Crypto isn't illegal, but it's not fully regulated either. So the government has introduced taxation on crypto gains here, which is a sign that they are watching the space closely. But yes, still we are not that regulated. And you can legally buy and sell and hold crypto in India, but always stay updated on the latest news. That is very, very important. You always stay updated with the latest rules that the government is just going to put on you. It's something that they want to regulate, and they're obviously watching the space. So yes, there's something that you have to be aware about. Now, what happens if I lose my phone or wallet? Okay, if you lose your phone but still you have your recovery phrase or seed phrase saved somewhere safe, okay, you can recover your wallet. See, you can lose the wallet completely if you don't remember anything at all. Okay, but it's not like that you cannot recover it. If you have written it in you have kept it in safe space, if you have it somewhere, if you have it stored in your head also, you can recover your wallet on the another device. So say, if for example, if you lose your phone, it's not necessary that you are losing your wallet also, specifically if you remember all the credentials that are supposed to be remembered by you. So if you know your code, your private key code, even on the other device, you can easily access that. Okay, but if you lose that phrase, if you lose that code, then your crypto is gone forever. So please make sure that whenever you are investing in crypto, whenever you are getting that wallet's private key, make sure that you are remembering all the codes and the phrases. Okay. Okay. Now I told you to store it somewhere safe, right? So does that mean that you will put it in your Google Drive or WhatsApp? No. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Keep it somewhere absolutely safe where no one can actually reach. Okay, maybe out of internet. Now, can I make money with crypto or is it just a hype? Well, you can definitely make money from crypto. There are so many stories that I've actually shared with you where people have invested in crypto and they have made millions out of it. Okay. But at the same point of time, the one thing that you should remember is that you can make money, but you can also lose that money, right? So always remember that this is like trading. Okay, this is like people can earn through trading, but then at the same point of time they can also lose that big amount, right? So staking NFTs, they're just like, or just the holding, this is all where you can actually make money, but then at the same point of time you will have to have that patience, you will have to do that research, you will have to have that little bit of luck also to actually crack and get a lot of profit out of Bitcoin or out of any cryptocurrency altcoins. So yes, you can definitely make money, but then at the same point of time you have to be very sure about the risk also, and don't fall for promises or for guaranteed returns. I've been repeating this time and again, do not fall for this. These are biggest red flags that that you can find. Okay, if someone is giving you a guarantee of return, this is the biggest red flag in the history of investment. Okay, because there is never a guarantee of return, there is never a guarantee of profit. As I told you, if you are investing, be it in stock market or be it in crypto, if you are investing, there are both sides for it. There can be profit, there can be loss. It completely depends on the market and how you have actually invested in a trend or company, or for that matter crypto. Okay, so that is something that is very, 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 very important. Okay, I'll just ask you one question, and I would like to see some comments over here. Would you rather hold your crypto long term or try short term trading? I have told you this in the previous stream, what exactly long term crypto means and short term trading means. So think about it carefully and then you answer. What would you rather do? Would you rather go for a long term investment or would you just go for a short term trading? So do think about your answer and then you write it on the comment section below. And while you're at it, um, tell me what's the safest way to start. See, I told you so many safe ways, right? But what is the now after listening to all the jibber jabbers that I was doing, tell me what did you understand? So, with all the information that you have right now, what do you understand with the part where I say that what is the safest way to start? See, you start by learning, okay? If you have half knowledge about something, if you just followed a hype blindly, if you just felt that FOMO and just decided to go and invest in crypto, that is going to be the saddest and the most stupid actually decision on your part. Okay, so start by learn about cryptocurrency, see what's happening, see the latest news, see the latest trends. Okay, so like you're doing it right now, you are actually watching this video and you are learning about cryptocurrency, so that is very important. The learning part is very important. Okay, once you think about investing, choose a trusted exchange. Always choose a trusted exchange. Then you start with a small amount. Okay, why? Because again, if you put in big money initially, you will not understand anything. Okay, you might lose it, so that is a very big risk that you are taking on behalf of the market, right? So don't do that. Start small. Try buying well-known coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and put small money like 100 rupees, 500 rupees. You start and you learn, and then you take steps ahead. Okay, and yes, use the wallet, enable the 2FA, that is the two factor authentication, and never share your private keys. Always remember, even if you lose your phone, like I said, even if you lose your phone, if you remember what is the phrase or the code of your private key, you can definitely recover that. So make sure that you always have your private keys and you're not sharing it on Google Drive or on WhatsApp or with your close friends or anything like that. Don't do it. I'm not saying that your friends are going to take that, but I'm just saying that be as safe as possible. Okay, accidents might happen, so please don't be very casual about it. It's your money at the end of the day, right? So tell me, tell me something again. I'm asking you one question. Which coin are you curious to? Are you like curious to try first? Which is the coin that you want to try first? I told you about Bitcoin. I told you about Ethereum. I have also told you about Doge coins and Solanas. So, which of the coin are you interested in? Is there any coin that you know about and you would like us to tell you about? So, do comment that down too. And tell us, how are you exactly going to start with crypto if you are planning to do that? All right, great. Now, what's a gas fee and why do I have to pay for it? I told you about the gas fee, the transaction fee, right? So, what is it? Why do you have to exactly pay? See, a gas fee is the cost of doing transaction on blockchain. Okay, so it's like sending tokens or buying an NFT. Okay, it's like a service fee. See, you don't have to give too many things. You don't have to give your processing fees and all that, but there is a minimal amount that you have to give. Okay, so it's like a service fee and it goes to the computers. Okay, so the miners or the validators, it goes to that and keeps the network running. Okay, now, have you ever backed out of a crypto transaction because of high gas fee? If you are already uh, doing investing in crypto, has that ever happened that you have just backed out of a crypto transaction because you thought that the gas fee was really, really high? So, if any of you invest in that, you are free to answer about it. You can just tell that to us on the comment section below. Now, okay, another common question that people ask is, are NFTs and crypto the same thing? See, they are related, but they are not same. Okay, like NFT is like a non-fungible token, and they are built using crypto technology. They're mostly on blockchains like Ethereum, but they represent unique digital items like art, music, game assets, etc., etc. Okay, so they are powered by crypto, but they aren't currencies themselves. So yes, they are not the same thing. Okay, they're not exactly the same thing. Next question is, can I use crypto to buy real stuff? Yes, yes, I have told this to you even in the previous streams that we have had, that yes, you can definitely buy real world things in using crypto. So some websites and stores, they accept crypto, so you can definitely use that. You can even book flights, you know, you can buy gift cards, you can even order coffee. If the cafe is accepting the crypto, then you can definitely go ahead and do that. See, in India, although it is still on very like the early stages, but globally crypto payments are becoming more common now. We are yet to go through a long journey, but yes, that is something that we have to actually take into consideration. And that's the questions that we had. See, crypto is big, but you don't need to understand everything all at once. Take one step at a time, understand every step, and then go ahead and then start your investments. Okay, start with the basics, invest little before, and then you can take a step ahead. And remember that it's okay to be a beginner. Do not fall for that hype. Do not feel that pressure, do not feel that FOMO. Do not let that FOMO actually consume you and get into the crypto market. Do not do that. Make sure that you are actually doing all the research properly, learning about it, and then you are ready to go ahead and invest. See, you're already ahead by being curious. That's the first step, that is learning. So take that time out, read about it, learn about it, see the market trends, and go ahead and start investing in crypto. So that's it. That's it for today's stream that we are doing today. Tomorrow, let's do something else. Let's understand blockchain. How is it a backbone of crypto? So for tomorrow's stream, we are going to learn more about blockchains, and we are learning how is it. a backbone for crypto. We already know in this stream what blockchain means, but yes, we also have to take a deep dive into it. So let's meet tomorrow. Till then, keep investing and yes, keep learning. That's the most important thing. And please be very sure of your risk appetite. Thank you so much for joining in with me today. This is Juhi Singh signing off.